Cowdrey, founder and CEO, Peak. Peak is a service provider for business intelligence and big data for Fortune 1000 companies. We also do managed services and software as a service in that space, all enterprise accounts. The industry is huge. Gartner estimates that big data BI services alone in North America is a $7 billion market and growing. Forecast to be more than $8 billion in the coming year. Great market to be in. We don't need all of that. We just need our fair share. And subsequently, our company is growing rapidly. Not just because of the space we're in, but I think by the niche that we found and the areas where we're adding value. And it's great to be in a state like Colorado where the economy is doing very well. We're a national firm. We do a lot of business here locally, and we're happy to be a big part of that. Innovation for us is key. The big data business intelligence space for enterprise is a complex one because it's all about change management, moving corporations from being more data-driven and less rule-of-thumb driven, which for experienced veterans in their industry, executives in that space, that's a tough thing to do. It's a tough transition. On top of that, the technology aspects that enable the data-driven visualizations, dashboards, things of this nature that allow managers to be twice as effective, executives to eke out their competition. It's a critical area where you do both. And so we're always learning about everything from human psychology and organizational change to the technology that enables both the insight as well as the action. It's a lot to consume, but it's exciting because there's always new best practices emerging and new technologies emerging. Peak, it's all about the people, and I think that's true of any business, but especially for ours. Our thought leadership, as well as our intellectual property, is what allows us to make a difference for our Fortune 1000 customers. And one of my favorite stories is an executive in manufacturing who has got his industry cold. He knows it, he understands where he's taking it, and he's a thought leader in his industry and a proven veteran. But he admitted to me privately after a board-style meeting, he said, "Brad, I'm not even sure how to use my iPhone, much less what we're talking about with analytics. Why don't you quit using all these big terms and just show me how to use this thing?" And so we sat down and went through drilling into his operation and finding some really exciting opportunities and a few problems, frankly. And to see his eyes kind of come alive in that moment, all the work that our folks had done, I was just there at that point in time, was exciting to see someone learn something new about a business that frankly thought he had seen it all. And that was a fun experience. When you're growing a business 40% to 70% year over year, you're running with scissors at sometimes. And so you want to be thoughtful on one hand, but you don't want to slow down the growth on the other. So for us, we have two big challenges. How are we going to maintain our culture? Our vision is right, the market is right, and our capital structure is right to grow the business. But that culture, it's all about the people. And how are we going to build that to scale, not just sell things and not just make a buck, because it's all about the people and doing something different. And our biggest challenge is growth while keeping our principles in line and first and foremost in all that we do. Communication is as important as hard skills. We have amazing people, everything from PhD mathematicians to amazing analysts, developers, business analysts, engagement managers, and they're dealing with heavy-hitting executives and huge corporations. And so you could imagine the kind of skills and background we need. But when it all comes down to it, what we found is that it's all about attitude. For years, we used to hire for aptitude over attitude and paid dearly for it. And we've got some amazing people came out of that experience, and a lot of people aren't with us. However, we've changed those priorities. It's attitude number one from now on. And give me someone with a great attitude and a high aptitude, and we can have them grow their career like never before. It's all about rapid growth for Peak. We are want to be responsible in that growth, but we also want to be committed to that. I'm a big believer that companies are either growing or they're dying. There's no such thing as just flatlining. And with growth comes all the things that people are excited about: career ambitions, exciting times, the energy of the business. And that's what we want to provide to everyone. With that comes change, right? What got you here will not get you there. And it's very important that we're all about change and knowing about career planning for all of us. Being really brutally honest about what we're not good at and what we're great at, and not just doing what we think we could be good at, but what we know we're great at, and then find those who are great at those areas where we have weaknesses. And as we stretch the taffy, there's holes. And so we've got to be committed to dealing with that on an ongoing basis. What happened yesterday is irrelevant. It's all about what's going to happen tomorrow.